deaf people in Ireland, English is their second language, with Irish Sign Language being the first. And so to improve their English skills, they need to learn more about the language. Brian Crean has been championing learning within the deaf community for over 10 years.
Hello, my name is Brian Crean, and my department is a literacy service for deaf and hard of hearing people all over Ireland. The reason why the project was set up is 80% of deaf and hard of hearing people have a literacy problem. This would put them at a disadvantage to their hearing counterparts, as English is their second language.
A student who has availed of the literacy services is Stephen Bates, and he explains to us the common experience of deaf people with literacy.
Hello, my name is Stephen Bates, and I'll be signing on behalf of deaf people all over Ireland. Within the deaf community, there are two different groups: profoundly deaf children attending a deaf school and growing up signing, and deaf children attending mainstream school. However, these groups have something in common, and that is oppression and feelings of frustration, discomfort, and the lack of self-confidence at constantly being told that they cannot do something. As they leave school, the realization of a literacy service is there for deaf people. However, many deaf people would have some reservations about using this service. These reservations stem from their school experience, teachers telling them constantly that they cannot do it, and therefore they do not want to use this service. So, the coordinator encouraged deaf people to come along and attend the classes. As they saw a deaf teacher there, they realized they can communicate through sign language. This experience is the same for those who attended mainstream school. They are quite shocked to see that they can communicate through sign language. Also, this helps develop their communication, personal and social skills, so as a result, they really enjoy it.
Students here are often encouraged to take part in new and challenging classes. One such class is a digital creativity class, of which Stephen is a student.
I recently joined a digital creativity course. As we went into the classes, it was very interesting to see that all the students were deaf, as was the teacher. So there was no communication problem. It was great. Comparing that experience to when I was learning typing in a hearing environment, the teacher was hearing, the students were hearing, and most of the information went over my head. There was a major communication problem, and I felt like I had a lack of self-confidence, and I was left out, and yet when you think of the experience of the deaf class, where there is no communication problem, you can ask questions at any time, and it's thoroughly enjoyable. An example would be, computer language, or as many people say, jargon. Oftentimes the English words would go over your head, and yet as the deaf teacher explains it to you, let's say for example special effects, it improves our understanding, but not only our understanding of computers, but our ability to understand English, and again, we thoroughly enjoy it.
The Deaf Adult Literacy Services provide a variety of classes and courses to suit deaf people from varied backgrounds, as Brian explains.
There are many different courses on offer, for example English, and there are many different avenues from which you can learn English. For example, dialogue English. This helps deaf people to be more integrated into the hearing community and to develop their self-confidence. Another example would be letter writing. These English classes enable deaf people to help their children do their homework. Other courses that we have on offer would be computer courses. Now they are so widely used, I feel that deaf people are playing catch-up, so we are providing 3 different courses. We are providing a basic computer course, and that is for people who have no knowledge of computers. We are providing an intermediate course which enables people to polish up their skills, and a digital creativity course. We also have a deaf history course on offer, an Irish Sign Language course, and finally, a driving theory test course. In the future, we hope to expand and put more courses on offer. In each class, there is a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 7 people. If you know of any deaf people who will be interested, if you have any deaf relatives, or you know of any deaf people in work, please encourage them to contact us. Our contact information you can see here on the screen.
Write to Irish Deaf Society, 30 Blessington Street, Dublin 7, or email info@irishdeafsociety.ie.